Oh, sure. So, Brent Marshall. Name. Sorry, guys. Tape over my chest now. Yeah, Brent Marshall, born in a small town, Houston, BC, in northern British Columbia, and started the philanthropic work probably, I remember, at 16, 17 years of age. I was kind of fortunate. It's because of the fact that what went on, my dad, very old school, not a great relationship with my father, and my dad put me to work at 11 years old at a steak mill just down from our house, and which is crazy, a steak mill. No one would know what that is today. They make the steaks to stack lumber on for the sawmills, and incredibly dangerous. Back then they were all exposed blades, and I'm wearing this huge leather apron and shield, and you're pushing these big slabs through, and they occasionally shoot them back at you and right through the door of the shop and stuff. So it's so he put me to work at 11 because he felt I shouldn't be hanging around the house, or I should be doing something. And yeah, so I was very fortunate to have a lot of money as a kid that I then went on to waste like everyone else. But giving away a high-end BMX bike. So I started doing the fast speed racing stuff, started at a young age, and because I had always really good jobs, because what had come on, I was able to buy and assemble a pretty incredible bike back in its day. I'll never forget it, a Diamondback Turbo, for those that would follow BMX to this day would know that. And I'll never forget at 16, a boy that lived, his father hadn't been able to work for years because of an injury, very poor. We lived in a trailer, and there's another kid that lived in this trailer park and didn't have a bike. Or the bike he had was sold, kept falling apart. And I remember the other kids riding back and forth on the street outside our place, and he literally was running behind them. Brian Vikes, I'll never forget. And I had turned 16, so I was driving, and I realized I would probably ride my bike very little. And I'll never forget ripping home to do something, seeing this kid and thinking this is just wrong, and went down to the below our place and grabbed this bike, that my pride and joy for years, and walked it up and gave it to him. I still remember every part I bought for that bike, because in its day, way back then, I probably had $600-700 I'd spend on that bike. Gave it to him. His parents even tried to give it back then, and I wouldn't accept it. It was, yeah, and just changed things for him. He went from having no bike to the nice, great kid, but to having the coolest bike on the block, probably in town. So, yeah, I guess that's, when I look back, that's probably where it started.